trip. Link up, my nigga, let's link up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Link Up. Welcome to another episode of A Week in Wrestling. When you see these three faces on the screen, the aura just went up 10,000. We are joined yet again by our guy Bryan Woods. Appreciate you coming.
Of course.
And also we're joined by Mr. Allin, Xander. And you know, we got a jam-packed show. I'm so excited I can't even talk. We got a jam-packed show for you guys and gals, and we're gonna get it starting with SmackDown. This show opened up with the WWE Undisputed Heavyweight Champion, and he blames himself for what happened to Randy Orton. Randy Orton was taken out by the Bloodline after saying that he had Cody's back. And Cody didn't get to soak in his misery that long because he was then interrupted by A-Town Down Under. They came out to the ring. These three got into a brawl. Cody was fired up. He wanted a handicap match, but Nick Aldis told him to find a partner. And so that's how we started off SmackDown, and we'll get back to that in a second. After this, we got a banger. To me, this was match of the night. Andrade taking on Carmelo Hayes. And shockingly enough, Andrade came out with the victory.
Very surprised.
Now, yeah, Bryan, I wanted to ask you your opinion on this because I was definitely shocked at this result.
SmackDown had a really good crowd that night, as I could tell. And I always loved Andrade in like black and gold NXT. And this match felt like a black and gold NXT match. It didn't feel like a SmackDown, like a Raw match, if that makes sense. And it seems like with Triple H in charge, they're starting to shift back towards that like match style, like the faster pace style, almost like NJPW, but like less like the fighting spirit stuff, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like NJPW for like American crowds, basically. That's what it felt like, but very, very good match. You can see there was a little slip ups, like, you know, that's always going to happen. They had like the little language barrier with Andrade versus Carmelo, so I wasn't really surprised by that. But overall, very good match.
Definitely. What about you, Xander?
See what I told you? This dude here knows his wrestling stuff, man. He over here making all these comparisons and whatnot, you know what I mean, to other wrestling promotions and stuff like that. But for me, that match, you know, it did the job. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. Like he said, you know, to feed off of it feeling like, you know, black and gold NXT, you definitely did get that vibe with that match. You kind of got vintage, as they say, vintage Andrade. And then you got, you know, with the mix of, you know, him, Carmelo Hayes, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I mean, but like I said though, like I am kind of surprised though that he beat him clean. Like it's a shocker. Like I was expecting, you know, Carmelo Hayes to, you know, get that win, but who knows? I guess they might be trying to take Andrade serious because he's holding the Speed Championship. So they're trying to add some type of prestige to that title. You know what I mean? So it makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah,
And
go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm learning real quick that Bryan Woods is definitely a savant when it comes to, you know, this whole wrestling thing. And I also wanted to say Andrade, you know, a couple weeks ago was reported that he was very frustrated with his role in WWE. So it could be potentially Triple H trying to make up, you know, that because they don't want to lose him again. And also, you know, Charlotte might be coming back anytime soon now. So might be building him up to align with her. I know that's what people been wanting for a while.
I'm excited, but I'm not, because I know when Charlotte comes back, there's instantly going to put the strap on her and bypass everyone else. Charlotte can wrestle, but like 100%. I think because Charlotte Flair isn't Charlotte Flair without a title. Like her character feels like she needs something to defend or I don't know. Feels like if she's not on top, she can't be the queen, if that makes sense. Because I don't know
about that one, man. I might disagree with those statements because I mean, she's had banger matches without the championship though. Like, you know what I mean?
It is like for a character, she needs it.
I mean, I guess you can. You know what? I'm gonna have to agree to disagree because, like, yeah, there is some truth to that statement, but the fact that you know what I mean, like they kind of put that on her because her dad is Ric Flair. He's the 16-time world champ. So they going, it's like they gonna make you feel like that. But honestly, if we got somebody, if you want to blame somebody on that, you might have to put that blame on OG Vinnie Mac because I mean, he kind of made it to where she had to have the championship every single time. You know what I mean? And her wrestling skills show that she don't really need that to like make up for what she lacks. She don't really lack much. I mean, little character work, but I mean, you know what I mean? That's a lot of people on the roster. But hey, I'm not a booker.
But she can talk like a motherfucker too, so she don't really like. All that's lacking is like the depth in her character. That's literally it.
Bleeping that out. Bleep.
Nah,
gotta
good.
bleep my dog, bro. Look, bro, we are not at X-rated yet. Shout out Wildcat Sports.
What did I say?
You said MF.
You good.
Nah, we ain't cutting this out. We keeping that. We keeping this in. Keeping this in, bro.
I don't even know what I said.
Let's continue.
If Monday Night Raw going mature, so is the link up. But no, I kind of I would have to say I disagree, man. Only because what I've been noticing in the Paul Levesque era, I guess that's what they calling it now. Like he's starting to build kind of like more women stars. So I feel like if Charlotte come back in, she'll have more people to kind of beef with on the side. Like I feel like her and Jade Cargill, there doesn't need to be a championship. Like if they have a rivalry, you could do a recall to the whole Charlotte and Nia Jax thing when they kind of got into it, and stuff like that. Because even with Becky Lynch, like in her latest title run, it's almost like she was like a placeholder in a sense, if that makes sense. So
now look,
that's kind of why.
Before we move on topics, I gotta ask y'all: do y'all like Charlotte as a heel or as a babyface? You don't have to say why.
Heel.
Just
heel.
You say heel. You say heel. This answer is gonna surprise you. Babyface.
You said you don't have to say why, but I'm gonna need you to explain, buddy.
I mean, I don't know. I just think, you know what I mean, she could play both roles. Like, you know what I mean? Because look, she plays that whole injury angle really, really well. Like, and then almost makes you like, like feel sorry for her in a sense. You know what I mean? I mean, look, I will say this. In no way, shape, or form is like, she relatable. Because you know what I mean? But I mean, hey, with a little bit of, like I said, with a little bit of character work, they can work on that. But, look, it's the thing. I was one of them ones, you know what I mean, that had faith in Charlotte Flair when she was a babyface. But every time she's a babyface, she gets hurt. I don't know why. She always get hurt. We can never see. This is the thing. We never really see what Charlotte Flair can really do as a babyface because she gets hurt every single time she is. Every time.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see your point, but at the same time, like, I kind of think Charlotte is mid as a babyface. Like, it just don't get the same effect. That's just like me asking you, like, is the Miz better as a babyface or a heel?
Oh, that's and, like, now. See now,
I feel like the Miz could do both though. Miz could be a good babyface.
If you would have asked me that question a couple years ago, I would have said, that's a good analogy. But right now, I gotta say that's kind of a bad analogy, bro. Because Miz is actually doing this thing as a babyface right now, or he was when he was world.
Yeah, I was gonna say he seemed like a comedy act right now. It's not looking.
I mean,
it was the him and Gunther thing when they feuded for the Intercontinental title. He played real good babyface in that angle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this thing, like he was playing more of like the veteran. Oh, I got something to prove. You know what I mean? Like he was playing more on that thing. So it's just like I really cannot agree with that statement, bruh. And it's the thing. Ron the Don, you're not gonna keep doing this to me, bruh. You're not gonna keep doing this, bruh. Because look, if you're this again, Ron the Don, I'm gonna turn heel on this podcast, bro.
Oh my god.
Hey, I always knew you was Seth Rollins, bruh. I already knew you was Seth Rollins.
I gotta talk about Cody, bro. Cody's so soft, man. Like he's like, oh my, like it's my fault. I'm so sorry. Like, bruh, I don't love Cody to death. I love Cody so much, but he's such a bleep sometimes. Like, I don't know, man. Like he's such a good. He's like he's too good of a face. He's too good of a guy.
Hey, I don't know if you know Bryan Woods, but you don't want to go in on Cody too much. We got
I
a
love
Cody
Cody.
crybaby.
We don't do no Cody slander on this podcast, bruh. So look, I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
I'm not slandering. I'm just saying.
Ron, you gotta hook us up with the next topic, bruh. Because he gonna get 2K with Cody Rhodes, and I'm gonna jump behind this damn screen.
I got you. From one heated debate to another one, we had to sit down between Bayley and Nia Jax, basically hyping up, their soon-to-be matchup at SummerSlam. And one of the quotes I pulled out of this one and put it in the notes, when Bayley was recalling Nia Jax injuring her in 2016, 2017, I believe, she said, Nia isn't a beast. You're big, you're clumsy, and you're reckless. So, that's definitely been the thought process behind Nia Jax for a while. But as our listeners know, I definitely think Nia Jax is on a redemption tour. So, as of this moment, I'm going to have to disagree, with BBL Bayley. But that was the sit down. Then Bianca Belair defeated Chelsea Green in one-on-one action. We had GM Nick Aldis come out to the ring, invited LA Knight out. He had contract in hand, and all they needed was Logan Paul to sign that contract. That's all they needed. We got a little back and forth on the mic between Logan Paul and LA Knight, which ultimately Logan Paul got so, revved up. He was primed and ready to go. He signed that contract, and it's official. It's going to be Logan Paul versus LA Knight at SummerSlam for the United States Championship.
Thank
what
God.
are your thoughts?
That the Bianca Chelsea match went for like a minute, and I'm like, you got two superstars in the ring. Well, Bianca is a superstar. Chelsea's trying to get there, and you only give him a.
Right.
I'm like, I understand that you're trying to, like, I guess, do like a tag team match at SummerSlam or the SmackDown after, but I feel like I need something. I need to at least like chain around for a little bit and like get like a good feel going. But if you're just gonna completely just cut off the match like that, it just seems like why even have the match anyway? Because it didn't really help at all or really do anything, I guess.
No, I definitely agree. You're not tripping. I'm on the Chelsea Green deserves better train right now, so
yeah,
I definitely agree.
She has everything. She can talk. She can wrestle. It's like she has great character work, but it feels, I don't know. I love Chelsea Green. I love Bianca too, so I'm in a weird situation.
I was about to say, Bryan, speak your piece, bro.
After these events.
You gotta speak your piece on
LA
here, Bryan.
Knight can't talk about most of Logan Paul's stuff. I ain't gonna say nothing. That's all I'm gonna say because we don't get sued. You can't talk about most of Logan Paul's stuff. And I feel like at least make fun of the apology video, man. Like, come on, give me something. But it seems like
too sensitive.
He ain't trying to get heat. He
will get cheered. People hate Jake. Not Jake.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. The crowd would cheer him. What about backstage?
Logan be hurt. And Logan brings in so much money, you just can't do
exactly. Yeah.
And forgive me, y'all, if I ain't gonna be answering all the questions, because like I literally been running all day. My head is like pounding right now.
Hey man, we appreciate you being a warrior, sticking it out for us, man.
For sure. Literally, I'm on 10. I've been on go all day. But yeah, back to another topic, Ron. You know what I mean? Because you got us with that.
After this, Michin defeated Tiffany Stratton in one-on-one competition due to a distraction by Bayley. That was also, another surprise. Then we got, again, an ominous message from Solo, our new tribal chief, head of the bloodline. He said, whoever is Cody Rhodes' partner, they will be dealt with, they will be taken out, which led to us finding out who Cody Rhodes' partner was, and that was the returning Kevin Owens. Cody and Kevin Owens ended up defeating Grayson Waller and Austin Theory in the main event, and they weren't able to celebrate or rest on their laurels because Jacob Fatu came, saw, conquered, took out KO, the Bloodline took out Cody Rhodes, and yet again, for the consecutive week, the Bloodline is standing tall over Cody Rhodes and has taken out another ally of Cody Rhodes, and that was SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. Any thoughts on SmackDown, Bryan, as a whole?
Hell has frozen over. Me Chin has gotten a win on the main roster. That surprised me so much, and I was happy. And they destroyed Tiffany's briefcase, so Tiffany is coming out with a pretty pink briefcase, and I can't wait to see.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
And I hate the ending, but whatever. It's just repetitive. I'm sick of seeing it.
I was just about to say that. Like, it's been the same ending for the past, month almost?
Yeah.
Bloodline standing tall. Bloodline standing tall. Bloodline standing tall. Bloodline standing tall. Like, come on, man. I would at least accept, the fact that the Bloodline being chased off. Like, give us that for it, and I mean, it's different.
Yeah.
They trying to make him a threat, that's all, when the OG come back. But I want to
Solo. Sorry.
I want to fit in some news outside the ring. Somebody who is currently on the SmackDown roster technically, but is looking to get off, is one Bobby Lashley. Reports came out that Bobby Lashley and MVP are looking to leave WWE and want to reunite the Hurt Business in either AEW or perhaps TNA. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on this because I thought this was pretty interesting, considering that Bobby just formed a group with the Street Profits, and and things haven't really worked out under Triple H's booking. So I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on this.
It just seems like they were trying to force that group so much, and they never even gave the group a name. Did they ever have a name, or am I tripping? I don't think they ever had a name.
They were called the Pride. Yeah, they were called the Pride.
But it just felt so forced, and it wasn't really natural, I guess. And it's like, oh, black woman, just throw B-Fab in there because she's black. I mean, let's be honest with you. That's what he does. He sticks similar races together, which makes sense. I'm not really arguing about that because he has the same thing with the LWO. But I would like to see it reunite. Hopefully, I want it to be in AEW because I just want AEW to get more business and sell more tickets. But I wouldn't mind in either brand. And I'm pretty sure they're using Cedric in NXT now. He just had a match with Trick Williams on Tuesday. That was a pretty good match too. But it seems like Cedric's just bouncing around. Like he's just waiting for something to happen.
TNA.
You, Xander?
TNA. Just because Bobby Lashley already has a prestige there. He has a legacy there. He's won the world championship there. I could really see him probably getting another run with the title, or at least being a threat with the title, like going for the title, or even they might even run it back, Bobby Lashley and Moose again. We don't know, you know what I mean? Or you can even get Bobby Lashley against Joe Hendry. And that's the thing with the TNA thing. If he does go to TNA, it's also a chance he can also bring his way back, to World Wrestling Entertainment because they're under TNA right now. They're having a collab now. They're having a little if he does go to TNA, it would just make most sense. But AEW, if he goes to AEW, honestly, it's probably just gonna be for a paycheck, which I ain't mad at. Get your money, collect your bag.
The thing will be Fat too. That thing gonna be big.
Look, he's 47.
Like,
He probably doesn't
can
have a lot of time left. Hey, like as far as wrestling goes, he ain't got a lot of time left in the ring. So hey, collect your paper.
As
can I
Brutus Creed
fantasy?
said, it's gonna be as big as Bailey's booty. I yield. I
What you
yield my
said,
time.
Ron? It's a trip.
You man, crazy. Nah, I was like, can I fantasy cook for a second? Can I fantasy cook for a second?
Good.
Please.
Good.
AEW, and I'm gonna tell you why. Tony Khan, bro, you need to hire me. So you know how the EVPs are going on their little run right now? What does the Hurt Business do? They beat people up and collect money. So the EVPs should pay the Hurt Business to run ruckshot over everybody that's not, listening to them. And I say that Ricochet into the group. They start beefing with Will Ospreay. You get that match. And then, the Hurt Business is an actual business. And then Bobby Lashley come in. Anybody that need to be taken out. Just like hired Hitman, bro. Like, that's what I want to see. If they go to AEW, that's what I want to see.
Hey, I like that. That's good.
There.
And if they steal my idea, that's how you know we popping, bro. If they steal my idea, that's how you know we popping.
But they ask you 20%.
Hey, Ron. look. Hey, look, bro. You already seen, like, a couple weeks ago, I predicted the entire Money in the Bank cash in, word for word, bar for freaking bar. Come on now.
Hey, we're going to get to it later, but I made a prediction last week, too, and it happened on Raw, which we about to get into right now.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Raw started off with the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther. He said some outlandish things,
calling boom. He said that shit. He said it with his chest. I loved it. Every second.
That led Damian Priest to come out. He didn't even mince words. He punched Gunther right in the mouth. We got a massive brawl. This was crazy to start off Raw. They're hyping up this match. I'm happy that they're getting their time. They're making it personal so we can actually care about this. And I don't know. Like, every week, it just seems like I'm starting to believe in, like, I love Gunther. Xander, Gunther is my guy, but I'm believing in Damian Priest more and more every week. It just seems like it.
It made real life sense, because if someone's talking that much trash to you, you're not going to talk back. You're just going to walk out and hit them. Especially if there's no point. He called you a bum. He called him trailer park trash.
My boy said, enough with the words. Let's get the bumping. But this is the part of the show, ladies and gentlemen, where I'm going to just say my piece and I'm going to hand it off to Bryan Woods. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a number one contenders match between Braun Breaker and Ilya Dragunov. This match was fire. No doubt this match was fire. But it ended in flames. Not good ones. Basically, Braun Breaker hit a spear on Ilya Dragunov. And Dragunov, because of that spear, could not continue. Ladies and gentlemen, I hand it off to Bryan Woods.
Ilya got a very good pop. It seems like the crowd is finally getting behind him. Braun's always going to pop. He's Braun, just be honest here. Very, very good match. Only thing that I didn't like is after he speared Ilya off the apron, Braun just stopped. He stopped selling entirely. He got in the ring, all of a sudden he's fine. Like he didn't get the crap beat out of him for like 9 minutes. Which I feel like made Ilya look even weaker. I might be biased. I am a Mad Dragon. I'm part of the thing. Let's be honest here. But it feels like Ilya's having... I don't want Ilya to end up like a Ricochet, where he's having these amazing matches, but he just can't get a win, or he holds a title, but he never gets a PLE match, or he just never like he hits a ceiling, I guess. And I thought they were going to go with like the triple threat at SummerSlam, which is fine if Ilya gets pinned on that. Obviously, you're on a big 4 pay-per-view. I don't got a problem with that. But if him losing that match on Raw, I feel like I don't know where he goes from here. He got knocked out cold. He was on the ground like this, eyes wide open, blacked out. I was mad. I'm gonna be honest here. I was upset. But it made Braun look very good, and Braun seems like a threat. So him and Sammy, I really have no clue how this match is gonna go.
Like, to me, this was definitely a shocker. I honestly don't know where Ilya goes from here. One thing I would like to see, I'm just throwing it out there. You know, we're not bookers on here. Turn him heel, put him with Gunther and Kaiser. Reform Imperial. And then that'll lead to a big Gunther and Ilya Dragunov match down the road.
Now, see, this is one thing that I gotta add. We no longer have to see no more Cora Jade inspired spears because your boy Braun Breaker got him a new bay. So he ain't gotta worry about no Cora. He ain't thinking about Cora Jade no more. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my boy, let's just say my boy is relieved. That's all I'm gonna say, bruh.
Hey, well, for his opponent's sake, they better hope she don't go out the same fashion because it's gonna get 10 times worse.
God. I'm just worried. I feel like I'm in a toxic relationship with wrestling. I'm just upset. I'm devastated. I'm crushed.
Man.
I might cry.
Look, bro. It's gonna be okay. You be all right, bro. Like I said, I was a Cody Rhodes
It's
fan.
not good about Jey Uso.
He came back and everything. It was not going our way. You know what I mean? So I understand where you're coming from, but let it cook, bro. Let it marinate.
I'm gonna let it cook. He'll come back after like a month. He'll feud with Braun. He'll get the title. Hopefully.
I don't know if it's gonna be that easy, but anyway.
Well, he has to stay out for at least a month. That's my thought, at least. He's concussed, let's be honest here. He was limp on the ground. There's no way he comes back next week. I mean,
well, I'm going to just say this. There are no Ilya Dragunov fans over here. I'm going to just say that right now. Ilya Dragunov, he ain't got nothing. He ain't got nothing, bro. That's all I'm going to say, bro. What Braun Breaker did to him, he should have did him a long time ago, bro. That is look,
crazy.
That's what it is, and that's what it's gonna stay, bruh.
See, I told you.
Braun's just a mad meathead. There's nothing in there besides air. Nigga has helium for brains.
Are you saying he's right back? 2.0?
Here we go.
No, he ain't okay. He ain't that bad. That's too far. That's too far. Right back hurt people.
Got a point. All right,
Braun can wrestle. Braun's good.
Yeah.
I can't really be mad about that.
All right. So after this, we saw the Judgment Day backstage. And, I put this in the notes because I found this segment a little interesting. Dom felt like he needed revenge because Jey Uso has been running his mouth trying to get with Mommy. And Finn Balor stood up after Rhea said, don't mess with Jey Uso, and put it in Dom's head that he needs to get his get back. He needs to send a message to Jey Uso. And for me, it seems like, again, here we go with planting some seeds. Finn Balor is trying to, stay in the background, but pull some strings. And it seems like eventually he going to get that leadership role, it seems like. After this, Sonya Deville defeated Lyra Valkyria thanks to interference via Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. And
very good match.
Then that was a great match. Then after this, CM Punk made his way out to the ring, announced that he's cleared. He brought the tape out with him. He wanted Drew McIntyre in that ring. Drew McIntyre came out and said as much as he would love to come to that ring and beat the living daylights out of CM Punk, he's going to wait to get his pound of flesh at SummerSlam, in which CM Punk didn't want to wait. Security's holding him back. And then you can just say, I told you so, because Seth Rollins was then announced as the special guest referee for this match at SummerSlam. what are you guys' thoughts on Monday Night Raw so far?
CM Punk on steroids. He looks big, like the biggest he's been in years, the biggest he's ever been. He looks swole.
He did look different.
Then McIntyre came out, and this didn't really make sense. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait." Like he hasn't been on TV begging for him to come back so he could beat him up. Which maybe I'm tripping, but that didn't really make sense to me. Why would you say I'll wait, but then be begging for him to fight you?
Right.
Or am I tripping?
Nah, you're not tripping. I felt the same way.
Look, in shorter words, Drew McIntyre acting like a bitch. Hey, look, you ain't gotta blur it. I cut my mic off before I said it.
Oh my god. Then he held up the bracelet. He was like, "Oh, when I get upset, I like to think about family." I was like, "Good God."
He playing the mind games.
Playing them
But
seeds.
it'll be interesting though. Yeah.
Definitely. Speaking of interesting, the Judgment Day did find Jey Uso, and I'm not gonna lie, they was beating the yeet out of Jey Uso. But who made the save? Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn rescued his former bloodline member. And, later on it was announced that we would get Jay and Sami versus Finn and JD of the Judgment Day. After that, the Final Testament defeated Xavier Woods, Otis, and Tozawa. And I just want to say shout out to Otis, who got a big pop during that match. Yeah. Crazy pop. But ultimately they lost. While Otis and Tozawa and Maxine was still in the ring, here comes Chad Gable and his new friends, the Creed brothers. They gave Otis and Tozawa and Maxine an option, either fall in line and rejoin the Alpha Academy, or else. Otis and group chose or else, and the Creed brothers attacked them. Otis fought back for a little bit, but it was no good. They brought out the chairs. As soon as they were about to put Otis down for good, that music hit. The fireflies came out. The smoke filled the arena. And it was Uncle Howdy standing behind Chad Gable. And he hit him with the Sister Abigail, of course, former move of his brother, Bray Wyatt.
Boy, he sold that.
Yeah.
I think he actually hurt.
At first, I was kind of worried because in my head, I'm thinking, in the Wyatt Six, you got Uncle Howdy, you got Eric Rowan, Dexter Lumis, and Joe Gacy. So that's 4. Then in Alpha Academy, you got Chad, the Creed brothers. So you're missing one more person. And I thought that was going to be Otis. But maybe so, maybe not.
Who else could it? Now I got to think. Who could it be? Gotta be somebody from NXT.
Maybe
but I can't.
Maybe Damon Camp.
Jason Jordan.
That makes the most sense.
Jason Jordan, he gone. He don't even wrestle no more.
Man, his neck's so messed up. I feel so bad for him. Man,
Big E, man.
Oh my God. Then I'm waiting on Xavier to flip. Because I feel like they're teasing it so much that he's got to flip eventually. I don't think he's going to join the Final Testament, but I think he's going to be like, "You're right."
Hey, believe it or not, they've been teasing an Xavier Woods heel turn for years. This goes as far as like the Bray Wyatt family feud. They've been teasing this for years. Mm-hmm. Like, they just need to pull the damn trigger and see where it goes. Or even Kofi. You know what I mean? Never know.
Kofi would be crazy.
I don't know.
But this is one of them things we'll have to just wait and see. So,
just curious.
After this, we got, we're about to get Pete Dunne versus Bronson Reed. But this match never started due to Sheamus coming out and attacking both men. And after this, Sheamus challenged Pete Dunne to a banger.
Boy, that match gonna hit like crack. Oh my god, I wanted to see Bronson versus Pete Dunne so bad. I'm also a big Pete. I love Pete Dunne.
Oh yeah, the cruiserweight.
He's just so small. I don't know. Yeah, Triple H is different though, so you don't know.
I was gonna say that like one thing about Pete Dunne, the way he was booked back in the Black and Gold days, I don't think size matters.
You're not wrong. He is like a technician. That's kind of his thing. So you could be right. Maybe I'm wrong.
After this, Rhea got wind that Dom was talking to Liv. She dragged Dom out to the ring, and this one things got very, very interesting. Rhea said, "If you want Dom so bad, Liv, come and get him." But Liv didn't come down to that ring. Instead, she showed the whole crowd her ass. As you know, she was standing in the back, showing everybody what a real man like Dirty Dominic Mysterio would want. And she just wanted Dom to say the 3 words. And Dom did say those 3 words. He said, "Liv Morgan, I hate you." And then he started, speaking in his native tongue. I cannot translate. Maybe Xander can translate. I don't know.
Because I know Spanish. Let me see.
Okay, so he said. So only thing that I was able to pick up, he was like, "Are you stupid?" What else did he say? He said something like at the end. At the end, he pretty much.
I think he said, "Get it through your head."
Yeah, like at the end. That's what he said at the end. Like like honestly, to translate it, he pretty much said everything he said in English and Spanish, bro. And they honestly, bro, he honestly just like tossed in that Spanish to kind of make it,
bitch. Sorry,
kind of like make him seem more like madder, like to make him more mad in a sense. So, yeah. But yeah, I think honestly, because I know I'm going a little further on track, but he playing a facade, bro. Dom is playing a facade, bro.
See,
we all know how
what don't you understand?
Liv walked away heartbroken. Poor Liv.
I mean, I can fix it. I don't care. Let me stop.
Okay, Sam from Holes. Okay, Sam from Holes. I can fix that. Yeah, all right.
I mean, I can fill her hole with some dirt.
Dog.
Take that. What did I say? I didn't even say anything. See, that's crazy. Anyway, very good promo for both of them. I love how Rhea used Dominic as bait. That was hilarious. Dom looked so confused in that moment. He's like, like a scared puppy.
And then
Liv.
We got to the part that pissed me off. You know what Dom got as a reward? He got mommy's loving. You know what? I had half of mine to show up to this pod with a blonde wig on and say, "It should have been me."
Oh my God.
It should have been me.
Should have been me.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what Dom, says to Triple H to get in this position, man. But this crazy, man. He getting straddled by Liv Morgan one week. He getting licked on by mommy in the next segment. He getting married in real life, man. Xander, what's going on, bro?
What's he doing?
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Hold on. Oh, wait. It's not letting me do it.
Man,
Never mind.
One day I wish to be as lucky as this man.
I'm going to put it in. Pause. Pause.
No,
man, one day.
No, Diddy.
Man, honestly,
day, I'm trying to be like you. I'm missing something.
I'm gonna have it one day. One day. We're going to get it one day.
I know his upper lip stink. That's what don't make sense to me. I know that thing stink. Have you seen that mustache? There's no way it smells good. Let's be honest.
Oh my God, bro. Y'all going off track.
I'm not, bro.
Hey, this what happened when you say improvise, bruh.
No Diddy.
But after this, Zelina Vega She got her pound of flesh and defeated Zoe Stark. And as a side note, WWE, I noticed that y'all been doing it, but we got to do it more. Zelina Vega has to be on the microphone more. Every time she's on the mic, every time she spits a promo, it's fire. So I definitely, I'm glad that she's getting that shine. And also, as another side note, if we really gonna bring women's mid card titles to the main roster, she definitely got to be a candidate in that category.
Yes.
Definitely, 100%.
Definitely.
And then we got the main event: Jey Uso and Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor and JD McDonough, the Judgment Day. It looked a little shaky, all the interference from the Judgment Day, but Yeet and Friend came out with the victory. Jey Uso and Sami Zayn defeated Finn Balor and JD, but the celebration again didn't last long because Braun Breaker was on the loose and capped off the night with a spear on Sami Zayn, sending yet again another message. And that was, Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen. But before I hand it over to my guys, now I got a theory. So to me, it seems like Sammy gonna be dropping this title to Braun.
Yeah.
Jay and Sammy just defeated the tag team champions. Now, on Friday Night SmackDown, we gonna get a tag team turmoil match, which the Bloodline is in. Now, all I'm saying is Survivor Series. We're gonna have two opposite sides. We're gonna have former members of the Bloodline as tag champs and newer members of the Bloodline as tag champs. Maybe I'm looking into it too much, but I can see this building up. Call me crazy, but I can see it building up. But what were you guys' thoughts on what I said and also Monday Night Raw as a whole?
Would it be like a champion versus champion thing? Like the Raw champions versus the SmackDown tag team champions?
Nah, I just feel like somehow, some way at Survivor Series, we just gonna get the OG bloodline, so Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy versus. I just feel like that's how they gonna, build it up. Like give Jay and Sammy them titles, tag titles, and make it seem like they rekindling that friendship again, and they start, and that'll tie Sammy back into the whole, like fighting on their side. That's how I can see it happening.
I would hate that. I'd be pretty happy about that. But the episode of Raw seemed good as a whole. Only it could just be me, I'm tripping. But it felt like at the end, I was just like, man, I really don't want to watch this match. Or I could be wrong. But it just felt, I don't know. I love Sammy, I love Jay, I love Finn, I love JD, but it felt like I don't know.
I feel like the main events for Raw have been getting a little repetitive.
Yeah, that could be it. But it just, I don't know. I liked everything as a whole, though. A good episode.
Now, see, my thoughts on your theory. It's a good one, but there's only one way it can end. You have to reintroduce The Rock in the mix at the very end. He reveals himself as like the head honcho of the whole thing.
Like, it was me, Austin. It was me all along.
That. And then as far as Raw goes, it was pretty solid from when I watched. I didn't watch it from start to finish. I think I came in, I started watching it from Pete Dunne versus Bronson Reed's match. That's when I started like tuning in on it. That's when I came back home. But from that point on, it was good. I was able to see the whole Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Dom segment. That was shocking. I was just like, man, this just goes into what I was saying, that they are doing two things. They're playing with everything that they're doing with the USA Network. They're trying to play along with everything, and they just giving us a taste of what's to come when they go to Netflix, bro. They're just giving us a small preview of what's to come. So if they doing this on USA, just imagine they're gonna be doing on Netflix. All I'm asking Netflix, do not up them prices, please.
They're going to.
Definitely. Especially because they get in football too. Yeah, they're going to, bro.
Oh my god!
They just upped them
bro.
like what, a month ago?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all might as well get live sports at that point. All live sports, like, look, might as well.
I would cancel everything else. I don't need anything else besides Netflix at that point.
Yeah.
HBO Max.
You know what's crazy though?
What's up?
Damn.
It's crazy that you said that because SmackDown is also going to be moving to USA, so that means they're going to be able to do a lot more as well if USA letting this continue.
That is true.
You think SmackDown's getting 3 hours then?
Nah.
No.
They're probably going to keep it at 2. I honestly feel like
Raw
is going back to 2 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
Raw getting 2, I think. I think Raw might go back.
Yeah, with no commercials.
You really don't need 3. You don't need 3. It took so much on 2. Excuse me.
But I got some. Oh, go ahead.
It'll feel more like I guess it'll feel more like an indie show if that makes sense. There won't be like these like big intermissions between the action. You'll just be going all the way through. If that makes sense.
That just kind of made sense in my head because like recently what they've been doing, they've been kind of testing it out because you'll see a brawl and then like a superstar. I remember a couple of months ago, like it was a brawl backstage. Becky Lynch walked by and the camera followed her all the way out as she walked to the arena. So that is true. So
yeah.
that could be definite for sure. I got a little highlights from some other wrestling shows. This past weekend, TNA had their Slammiversary event, and in the main event, it was kind of hectic. Joe Hendry eliminated champion Moose, so it was then we knew that we were gonna get a new champion. After this, Josh Alexander turned on Joe Hendry, and then later on in that match, Nick Nemeth, also widely known as Dolph Ziggler, became the new TNA World Champion. What are you guys' thoughts on this, if any?
I liked it. I watched like the last half of the match, like the highlights, but it seemed like it was a really good match. I wonder what they're gonna do with Joe Hendry. I wonder if they have to lose the match because he's going to NXT full time, or if they're gonna have him win like the digital, like the TV championship, like digital media championship or something.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
But
yeah, I felt like he came out of this match with potentially 2 new rivalries with Josh Alexander and Moose. So
him and Moose will be.
Now, see, I can also say he walked out of there with an NXT contract because there are rumors going around saying that they are trying to buy him out of his contract and have him in NXT full time. But it's just speculation. I don't know nothing, and it just is what it is. Shoot. Sorry. Whatever be on, social media. That's what I just look into, and try to make something out of it. But that match though, Dolph Ziggler or Nick Nemeth. I'm sorry, Nick Nemeth. I mean, hey, he deserved that championship. I think, you know what I mean? Because this honestly opens up a big door for him to show up on NXT now. Like we can get that NXT TNA merger with Nick Nemeth involved. And him having his name, Nick. You know what I mean? But I will say the only disappointment that I had about Slammiversary, I just wish they had AJ Styles on that pay-per-view, some way, shape, or form.
I know
that was a big missed opportunity, bro. Big missed opportunity.
Yeah. Or like he comes out at the end or something.
That's what I'm saying. He could have came out to confront the TNA champ, Nick Nemeth. You never know. But that right there would have been a really this my thing. They could have made that video. If it would have hit YouTube, it would have probably been top streamed video on the TNA Impact channel. Just him coming out. You know what I mean? That right there would have broke the internet off for it.
100%.
For sure. I also, we had NXT action. We got the grudge match between Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs. And once Jensen came out on top, and it was crazy because it now looks like he's going to be aligned with Shawn Spears as he used, Shawn Spears' signature chair to pick up this victory. Also on NXT, we had Trick Williams defeating Cedric Alexander, and then he was attacked by Pete Dunne afterwards. So it looks like we're going to be given a rivalry between those two. I don't know what it is about Pete Dunne just running around, attacking people. He just pissed all of a sudden.
I mean, that's just a gimmick, I guess. He just beating people up.
Butch.
And then
that Butch gimmick on still.
And then in the main event, we got a good match between the Rascals and Nathan Frazier, Axiom, and the young OG Javon Evans. The Rascals picked up the victory in that, and that was some highlights from NXT. Did you guys have any thoughts on NXT this week?
I'm a big Javon Evans guy. I watched him back in DPW when he was Jay Malika. Boy, he's my age. He's doing, I don't know. He's good. And I like how they're keeping him in the main event picture. Like, he's not dropping down to like the North American or something. Not to disrespect the North American. That's Obafemi. He could beat me up easily. But Javon, just like a whole different level.
He gets over with the crowd he gets over with that crowd really, really well. So that's probably why they're giving him all opportunities.
Wrestling is for finish that. I'm not saying that last part.
I'm not finishing nothing. But as far as NXT goes, it's kind of hard to kind of base an opinion because usually when NXT's on, I'm training myself to be a wrestler. You know what I mean? I'm training to eventually, God willing, to maybe be on NXT screens. You know what I mean? So I just don't watch it. You know what I mean? Just because of that. But if I'm sidelined or something, and I just happen to watch it, I'm tapped in all day, every day. But right now, I'm grinding. I'm working.
So I got a quick question before I move on to AEW. There's been a lot of talk online about Obafemi potentially being the next Brock Lesnar. Are we buying this? Do we see it?
I love Obafemi so.
Either him or
the match, and it was Obafemi, Josh Briggs. It was a triple threat for the North American title. I cannot remember the third guy.
I want to say
it was Dijak.
Yeah, Dijak. Yeah.
That match was amazing. And every time Oba defends, it's like at least, as Meltzer would say, it's at least a 4-star match. At least.
At this point, bro, like king of the triple threats.
He ain't losing that. I don't know who he's gonna lose to, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't even see anybody on the roster. Maybe Javon Evans.
Challenger's gonna be at Stay and Deliver. He's holding that title all the way up till the end.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's no way he loses.
At this point, you might as well keep it on him up until Stand and Deliver.
Hey, if Joe Hendry do come to NXT, then that's a good way to make him bigger than he already is.
Yeah.
And Oba can talk. That's the main thing. Oba can talk, and he can talk really, really well for a guy. Because normally big guys, they can't talk worth the stuff. They can't talk worth the stuff. And to see him is like a breath of fresh air.
I said, shout out that boy Omos. But I'm gonna move on to AEW. AEW started off with a banger. We had the pleasure of seeing this live after we got off the pod last week. MJF is now your new AEW International Champion. And post-match was crazy, insane. Both guys getting the oxygen mask, like crazy. But the match did go on for, 40 minutes?
45.
It was dead.
And after this, MJF had some interesting comments about the state of AEW. He said a couple months ago, nobody was watching. The product was born, and now that he's back, everybody's talking and everybody's interested again. And after that match with Will Ospreay, that does hold some merit. Shoot, after he's been back in general, when he first came back, he was the talk of the IWC for sure. So, I'm definitely looking forward to his new title reign. And then in the main event, we had another match, Swerve Strickland versus Kazuchika Okada, which was interfered by Team EVP and Hangman Adam Page. And then they were combated by Team AEW, in which we saw Darby Allin become the 5th member, and that's leading up to tonight's Blood and Guts, which is actually on right now. So that was AEW. Any thoughts on AEW, MJF, the new champ, Blood and Guts, all those teams?
Man. Allin, you go first.
MJF being the new international champion of AEW. It's good for business. You want to know why? Because his name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And he's better than you. And you know it.
Baby.
No.
Where's Adam Cole?
Adam Boone. He's too busy being Adam Boone.
Oh. How do I phrase this and not get heat? Normally, I'm not a.
It's gonna be bad.
No.
It's gonna be bad if you say it like that, bro. How do I say this without getting heat?
No. Typically, it is not my forte to partake in a match done by one William Ospreay, Billy as they would call him. I liked it. I love the match, but normally. I can't even say I'm an old school guy because I like Ilya, but it's just like, man, he just be doing too much sometimes, and it overwhelms me. It overwhelms me. I watched that, I'm like, oh my god.
The comparison Ilya Dragunov and William Ospreay?
No, because Ilya also doesn't sell. He sells, but like he gets up fast, and he does that like kind of like the no selling type thing. So I feel like I'm kind of being a hypocrite by liking him, but not liking Will, if that makes sense.
Look, man, let's just move on to the top 5, yo. Top 5 of today.
Top 5, no debating. Top 5.
Okay.
All right.
This is it. I'm just saying. Love the match.
Because we kind of, long on time here, we'll alternate. So 2 of us will get 2 picks and 1 of us will get 1 pick. But we're going to do the traditional top 5. 5 superstars, it could be man or woman, who stood out this week of wrestling. And we'll start with Bryan, number 5.
Trick Williams, and I think I'm not saying Ilya because that's just nepotism. I would never. I gotta think. I have no. Wait. Give me a second. Who else was on Raw?
It ain't
Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville. Trick Williams and Sonya Deville. Those are my choices.
Hey, Xander, take 3 and 2.
Number 3, gotta go with my boy, the Yeet Master Jey Uso. Number 2, you know what? I'm not gonna say my number 2 because I'm confident you're gonna put him at number 1 because you're gonna do what's right for business. So at my number 2, give me Drew.
Number 1, MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Number 1.
Nothing.
All right. Honorable mention, Dominic Mysterio.
Dirty Dom.
See, I thought he was going to be on the list, but we got Sonya Deville.
This man you could have picked Dominic Mysterio, bro. You went with Sonya Deville. She stood out to you this whole week.
She has really good matches if she could talk.
Out with
And she did the impossible.
Hey.
She got Shayna and Zoe Stark over.
Hey.
Did the impossible.
Kudos to you.
Over is kind of questionable. I ain't even gonna hold you. Over is kind of questionable. I
can't agree with that one, buddy.
You know, if anything, I'm happy for Zoe Stark. At least she getting some shine. I like the little nickname she got too, Sniper. That's fire.
She had that before Sonya. She came out. I could hear a pin click.
There. He got you there, bro.
She came out.
He got you there, bro.
Hey, I respect it. But anything you guys want to say to the lovely people and listeners and watchers before we head on out of here?
Well, I'm going to just say this. I'm going to say this not to the lovely people, but to the fugly people. You see, y'all better tune in next week to the Link Up podcast right now. Otherwise, I'm going to show up. I'm going to beat you down. Courtesy of Mr. All-in-One from the 6, 3, 1, out.
Jesus Christ. I love Will Ospreay. I take it all back. I take it all back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Ron the Don. And for Bryan Woods, for Allin, Xander, we just ask that you like, share, comment, subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms. So follow us and listen to us on all podcast platforms. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we out.
Trip forever and I'm just not getting started. That's the one. Yeah.